What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We're in my garage here. Judging by the title, you're here for a detailing video. Now I'm not gonna make this like a 20-minute long, super in-depth detailing video, but I did want to touch upon this. I actually had a couple questions on it, and I now have the perfect subject in the garage here to demonstrate it and to show it, and that is restoring plastic trim. I recently picked up a 2013 used Gen 1 Raptor. It has some miles on it. It's a one-owner truck. I don't want to say it's been neglected its whole life, but some of the plastics are starting to fade. Things that you would see with higher mileage vehicles, not just specifically trucks. So one thing on these Fords are specifically the plastic trim here. Now you can see this one's taped off and you can kind of see some of the black. I've already done this one, but you can see here, hopefully the lighting shows, there it is, kind of around the edges. You can see how faded it is. There's some white, you know, it's really just faded. There's a good look of it. And you know, at the end of the day, I could be super picky about it and just, you know, replace these, but I want to show you guys how to fix these with something that costs basically 20 bucks, a product called Solution Finish, and obviously some tape and some alcohol prep. But as you can see, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna remove all this. Now what I've done is I've taped around the edges here. You don't have to tape off with the product we're going to use, but it makes your life a lot easier because then you don't have to worry about going through and removing it from the paint. You should remove this product from the paint if you do get it on the paint, but it's not going to hurt it right away as it cures. So I just tape it off. I'm using this yellow Chamois tape, but I highly suggest you go to Matt Mormon's store at Obsessed Garage and buy his green Scotch tape. It's a similar consistency. It makes it really easy to bend around the corners. But this is basically what we're starting with. I will show you where we're at. Now this layer is still kind of curing and drying, pretty fresh as you can see, but look at just the depth in black. Obviously there's some high spots right here. We're gonna go through and knock that down. Nice crisp black trim back. So what are we using here? We're using a product called Solution Finish. It's right here in this little tiny bottle. You can get off Amazon. I'll have it linked below if the camera ever wants to focus. There we go. It's basically a black trim restorer. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Obviously we have a bunch of tape, different size tapes. I have a foam applicator circle that I've cut. You can use this if you want, but what I've found that I've used is a micro suede applicator that you would use to apply coating. You're gonna obviously want to wear rubber gloves when you do this, but this makes it easier to grab it and get really up in between the door handles, get the tops in around the crevices here. So we're gonna use this for now. You'll need a clean microfiber towel. This has some black on it from when we went through and leveled this down. But again, you know, just a kind of a throwaway towel. Plan on using this, tossing this or degrading it to some sort of general cleaning towel, but you're gonna want to throw this towel away when you're done. We have some prep, some Geon prep. This is gonna basically be to wipe this down, prep this, get this ready for the solution finish. You're just gonna spray the prep onto a microfiber towel and really kind of scrub this and get this ready for the solution finish. I'll put you guys on a tripod, kind of show you, walk you through here, step 1, step 2, step 3, and just kind of show you just some little snippets of it. Again, not gonna be super in-depth. You'll get the idea of this and how to kind of do this. It's really just prep, apply, wait 2-3 minutes, and then go ahead and level it out and let it sit. That's it. So yeah, let's get started. We've got a microfiber towel, Geon prep. You don't have to use Geon prep. You can use Car Pro Eraser, any sort of IPA mix. So I'm basically just gonna spray, get this pretty much saturated for the most part. I'm gonna basically scrub like I'm just cleaning. I'm gonna clean this plastic as best as I can, get all over the place. Obviously some of these marks are gonna disappear as you get this wet. That's a characteristic of plastic, but we'll just try to get all the nooks and crannies. Get behind the door handle here. Pull the door handle out a little bit so we can get the tops. And in here. Again, don't expect this to necessarily clean this up. We're just really trying to cleanse the surface and get it ready to accept the solution finish. Now that that's good to go, I'm gonna take my prep applicator. If this is not too dirty, you can keep using it. I usually like to stick with one corner. There's no dirt on it. So we're gonna put just basically a dab of the solution finish. We're gonna take this and just kind of dab and flip over, and really you're gonna need maybe 1 to 2 of those. It's gonna suck in obviously really quick, so you might need a second coat fairly quickly, but after that second coat you'll be able to kind of work this product in and work it around. Don't overthink this product, so give it a good shake. We're just gonna literally go like this. There's a little dab. kind of butterfly that in there and just apply. It's a pretty thick product. It almost feels like a syrup going on, but again, this is why I like to mask, because then it's a little less of a worry going around the painted areas and all that, especially on the edges here. We really want to get the edges. The biggest issue with door handles is getting the inside back through here, making sure you have enough even coverage and spread. It's kind of hard to see it sometimes. But this product's really forgiving. You don't have to rush to get it on, so just kind of take your time, really work around, make sure you got even coverage everywhere. Again, this is why I like to use this, because it kind of allows a little more control, a little more finagling to get into some places such as these corners and up in behind the door handle. And you'll know when you need to add more product. You'll start to see it pretty much smear around and not really apply anymore. So what I'll do is I'll let this dry for 2 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll knock out any high spots with our white microfiber towel. We're gonna look for basically light streaking in here. And I'm just gonna go with the corner. Barely any pressure, and just kind of knock this down. Nice, even kind of strokes here to just level everything out, make sure it's applied evenly. Again, I'm barely putting any pressure on this towel, and I'm just kind of almost blending this in. Think of basically smearing it so it's all 100% level. When it's not level, that's what gives you the streaking, similar to applying a ceramic coating. Another reason why I tape this off, so if I smear any on here, it's going on the tape and I don't have to worry about pulling off the paint. There you guys have it. Remember how that looked? Front still looking good there. The rear, remember all that fading, that's all gone now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that tape, let that sit on there. I'm gonna go do the other side. I don't wanna pull this off prematurely. That way if I come back and I find that I need a second coat, let's say the plastic's been so dried up and it really kind of pulls that in there. It's probably been about 10 minutes since I finished that up. So I just want to be safe. I don't want to have to remask all for everything. I'm just kind of working more efficiently. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side a while, come back, we'll check this, make sure there's no high spots, make sure there's no spots that needed additional product, or the entire thing, make sure it just doesn't need a second coat. Usually one coat's pretty good, but sometimes it can need a second coat, especially like wiper cowls, because the sun's always hitting down on them. They're usually pretty well dried out. Be prepared to possibly do 2 coats. You may need that. 1 coat is usually sufficient. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have all the products in the link below. Solution Finish, super easy to use. There's plenty of other trim restoring products. Adams Polishes has one. Basically everybody has one. You guys can also use this product not just on hard plastic, but you can use it on rubber trim here. So the next game plan for me down the road here is to tape off, you know, the door here and go through and really clean up all this weathering on this trim. You can use it on softer rubber trim as well, not just hard plastics. What I'll do after this, probably the next day or so here, is I'll go through and I'll put a trim coating on, just to really kind of seal that in there and to lock that in there. I've used Adams Trim Restore and I've used this Solution Finish. Now the only reason I'm using Solution Finish is because I'm out of the Adams, but they're pretty much exactly the same to use. You're not going to fight with any of them. Adams, it's going to be a similar process to this. If you use Solution Finish, obviously it's the same process. So it doesn't matter either or. My recommendation is if you have the Adams or any other sort of trim restore, pretty similar process throughout most of the trim restore product lines. But again, if you have the Adams stuff, great, go ahead and use it. Solution Finish is on Amazon. I'll have both of those linked below. They're 2 of my favorites. I usually keep one or the other always in the detailing shelf in the cabinet here. So it's your choice of which one you want to use. Everything will be in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a nice thumbs up. That'll boost it up in the ratings. Make sure you guys click the red subscribe button. Plenty more Raptor content coming. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Sowers and at detail.lab. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Here you guys go. Hopefully you can see that. The tape's removed. You have nice restored black trim. I'll show you the one we were working on here. Came out really, really nice.